The ninth barrier to success is the pain of humiliation. This barrier is destructive because its impediments have led many people to take their own lives. Call it shame or disgrace, ridicule or embarrassment. This is one vicious enemy that paralyzes or neutralizes success. Many people have lost their lives prematurely because of shame and humiliation. While some truly deserve to be humiliated because of their irresponsibilities, others are mere innocent victims. Many times, the brigade of failure and misery lure people to indulge in certain activities that coerces them to find themselves in awkward situations that lead to humiliation and regrets. Someone can suffer humiliation when he or she commits any antisocial or illegal act such as stealing, drug trafficking, and fraud. Humiliation can demoralize an individual or people. It can distract and agitate anyone. It is the abasement of one's dignity. Not a few have terminated their lives because of humiliation. A few years ago, an uncanny story about a middle-aged man who was caught red-handed having sexual intercourse with a donkey made the rounds in the city of Enugu in Nigeria. He was caught stark naked right in the act, and he confessed to doing the abominable, blaming the devil for his appalling actions. He was then stripped naked, paraded, and humiliated within his community before he was handed over to the police, who arrested him and charged him for raping a donkey. How lamentable indeed. You see, disgrace or humiliation simply means to be out of grace. It means to lose honor, to disfavor, to bring shame, to lose reputation, to discredit, to degrade, to dehumanize, to scandalize, to lose respect, to lose a good name. Many people suffer disgrace or humiliation as a result of their criminal or immoral actions. But unfortunately, some people suffer humiliation even in their innocence. Humiliation can ruin anyone. It is a raging emotional fire and a devourer of human dignity. It devours the confidence and self-esteem of its victims. For instance, when a very influential politician is jailed for massive fraud or money laundering, his family will suffer humiliation. The fear of shame and disgrace torments many lives. Sometimes, setbacks appear in apparels of humiliation and serve as a precursor to people's success. Humiliation can provoke retaliation, revenge, and conflict. Financial difficulties and debts can attract humiliation. For instance, when a man is unable to fulfill his financial obligations to his family, ridicule may inevitably be unleashed upon him. He may then suffer various degrees of humiliation from his spouse, families, and friends. Such situations have strangulated peace in several homes and decomposed or led to the breakup of several marriages. If you are currently suffering from such humiliating ordeals, do not despair. Just keep pushing the vehicle of your determination towards the gate of your goals. A wife will be terribly humiliated when she discovers she is the last person to know that her husband has been having sexual intercourse with their maid or even with her biological sister. A mother will feel absolutely humiliated when she discovers that her teenage daughter got pregnant for her steward. Likewise, a husband will feel very humiliated and betrayed when he discovers that one or more of his supposed children are not actually biologically fathered by him, but by his pastor, or his best friend, or colleague, or even his staff. Yes, indeed, these things are happening on a daily basis the world over. Now here's a true story that may astound you. A 19-year-old boy who was a trainee welder in a city called Akure in Ondo State, Nigeria, was in the month of October 2014 caught having sexual intercourse with a live chicken. Yes, you heard right. It was also reported that the boy had previously been caught having sexual intercourse with a goat. He was thereafter banished from his community after the humiliating and boorish scandal. There is a common phraseology that says, prevention is better than cure. So we have got to avoid all manners of humiliating situations by all means, as they are capable of asphyxiating success. Upgrade the software of your mind, because when you are vulnerable, you can't be humiliated. Many people feel humiliated when they are stabbed in the back by close relatives, friends, or foes. But always remember, integrity is the antidote for humiliation. William Shakespeare was an English playwright, poet, actor, and one of the greatest writers and dramatists of the English language. He lived from 1582 to 1616. He is the author of the renowned classical books Romeo and Juliet, Hamlet, Macbeth, and several others. Here's what he once said: "He is the most wretched of men who has never felt adversity." End of quote. The impact of humiliation can be absolutely shattering and withering. Friends, strive to invest in good relationships, but plan for the day of adversity, because it will surely come if you aspire for greatness. Guard your mind tenaciously. Humiliation can shatter the mind like a bunker buster. Confront obstacles like humiliation by being focused on your goals and doing what is right. You may encounter betrayals and slander from families and friends. Be prepared for such experiences, because there is always a price to pay for success. The 10th barrier to success is what we refer to as the sting of premature death. Artilleries of adversity such as wickedness, fear, ignorance and deception, poverty, depression, discouragement, sickness, delay, humiliation, and premature death are all obstacles to success. In August 2012, a sad story made the rounds in major newspapers and journals in Nigeria. A young, energetic lady who was in her 20s and only daughter of her parents was hacked down in a hotel room by friends that she had met on Facebook. It was alleged that she operated a boutique in her school. First, her so-called Facebook friends, two subtle but vicious young men, allegedly lured her to Lagos after promising to give her items for her boutique at highly discounted prices. They scheduled to meet with her in a hotel in Lagos. The meeting held unfortunately, and from the confessions of the rogues as well as police reports, those predators sedated her with a tranquilizer that knocked her out, and thereafter one thing led to another and she was strangled. Such a young, bright and shining star was mauled down and plunged into the dark ocean of eternity with such great and heart-rending splash. That is what we refer to as the sting of premature death, a barrier to success. A 30-year-old lady in Montreal, Canada, got married in June 2012. 3 months after her wedding, she decided to take more lovely photographs of herself in her wedding gown, and so she and her photographer chose a shallow spot at a riverside. However, from the Montreal police accounts, water seeped into her wedding gown, which eventually made the dress very heavy. As a result, she slipped from the rocks where she stood and was carried away by the river. The photographer was reported to have made frantic effort to save her life, but to no avail. Police officers who were at the scene quickly rushed into the river to try to save her, but also to no avail. Her corpse was later retrieved from the bottom of the river. The police reported that the scene of the incident was not a dangerous one, and so it was shocking that this incident occurred, as there was no strong water current or much water. But alas, she's gone forever, and her life was truncated by that incident. Hope and determination are very powerful weapons against the enemies of success. Be determined to resist all enemies of your success. Attack wickedness with love. Assault fear with hope. Subdue ignorance with knowledge. Strike at deception with truth. Afflict discouragement with courage. And resist humiliation with uprightness.